Hi, you guys. Aloha. Happy Friday. Usually I do this Aloha Friday because it's like, yay, the weekend is here and it starts today, but it started a few days ago. So I'm still super grateful that you're here to practice with me and to practice gratitude. And what I've noticed, a little theme when I'm having these moments in my seat trying to come back to the present moment, like what is it that's pulling me into the past, or what is it that's projecting me into the future, the worries of what the heck is going to happen next, right? I'm realizing that it always comes back to missed opportunity. Like if I'm regretting something I didn't say or didn't do, it's like, oh, I missed that opportunity to show up in a way that I really want to. Or if it's in the future, like, oh, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity to be in a place where I feel the most alive, right? So thinking of it that way, well, how do we really make sure that we can seize the opportunity as it arrives? And as all of you know, it's just being present, right? So this practice today will just let that be the goal. Be present and whatever happens, happens. And if you have an opportunity to pump up your practice or to rest a little bit more, take that opportunity for yourself. And we'll start in a seat. So if you do want to play music, you can take a moment now, and then we'll make our way to the seat. I do like to remind you to turn off your emails or your iMessenger, or just to make sure your phone's on sleep mode, which mine isn't. So hold on, I'm going to do that too. And then and then we won't get disturbed as we move through our practice today. So if you want to practice to music, go ahead and hit play in 3, 2, 1, go, and then make your way to your seat. Um, we'll sit however you like. You can sit with your heels back. I like to sit on a cushion, so if you have a pillow to work with, great. And then as you look down, notice if you've crossed your ankles. Instead, see if you can cross your shins. So you have one shin in front of the other. So it more is like a heel in front of a heel in front of a pubic bone, if you're cross-legged in this shape. And then a little internal rotation of the thighs, drawing the thigh bones inward, broadening your sitting bones. And let your arms land wherever they land. They can be on your knees, you can cross your hands in your lap. But we'll just take a moment here with closed eyes to become present with the breath, inhaling deeply through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Then we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out of your mouth. One more, the deepest breath you've had all morning long. Good. And with lips sealed, breathe gently through your nostrils. Engage the back of your throat and listen. That gentle sound of the ocean, your ujjayi breath. When we listen, we are present. Riding the wave of time. With each wave of your breath. And as you continue to listen to your breathing, broaden your awareness to listen to your body too. Listen to your legs, ask them to relax, allow your hips to get heavy. Listen to your back, your whole spine. How does it feel today? Can you create a little more support, a little more length, a little more space? Draping your shoulders back, feel your arms relaxed. As if there was a string drawing your crown up towards the sky, hug your chin in slightly. Continue to listen to the content of your mind. When we're truly listening, as if you are waiting for that next thought to appear, you might notice this sweet sanctuary between thoughts, where time ceases to exist. Rest in this inner peace for a moment and know that you always have it with you. You are inherently peaceful. It's not something that anyone can give you. It's not something you could lose. The moment we stop searching for it is the moment it arrives. Continue to listen to your body, your heartbeat, the movement of your lungs, breathing. A moment of gratitude for being alive today. Listen, like a dear friend. How are you feeling? What's the emotional body have to say today? With full acceptance and love, accept your feelings. The friend that I met here shared with me this dialogue when you're feeling something you would rather not feel, instead choosing to invite it in like a guest. Hello, welcome. You're welcome to leave at any point, but while you're here, I will accept you. I will learn from you. I will receive. Only when we accept ourselves for who we are, then we can attempt to accept everyone else. Drawing your hands together in prayer, bow inwards toward yourself and say something kind to yourself. Little love note. Gratitude starts with you. Being grateful for this time and space to practice. Grateful for this breath. Take it in a little deeper. Let it go. Now, if you'd like to Om, take another deep breath in and make some sound. Feel that vibration in your heart, knowing that you are energy constantly transforming and changing. Gaze down at your fingertips. Send your prayer up into the sky, watching the energy extending from your heart out into the world. Open your arms on the breath out, sprinkle your palms wide, sharing the energy all the way down till your fingertips kiss earth, chin to chest. We'll just reverse that, flipping your palms up, looking up, broaden through your rib cage, fill it with breath. Exhale, slow, hands to heart center, chin drawing in. We'll do this 2 more times, nice and slow. From your hips to your fingertips, stretch long through your spine. Like a rainbow, open your arms wide. The slower, the better, chin to chest at the very end of your out breath. Another round, scoop up the whole room. Reach, reach, reach. Pull it into your heart. Exhale. From your heart to the sky, express your love, your energy, reach it out. And all around. Exhale. Now lean to your right, shifting weight onto your right hand. Stretch your left arm up and overhead. We'll be here for one long breath in. Use your whole breath out to sit up tall. And only when your next in-breath begins, then lift your right hand, breathing in as you reach over to the left. Exhale, slow to rise, stacking ribs over hips. We'll do that 2 more times. Press down with your left shin as you reach over to the right, breathing in. Exhale, rise. Other side, when you're ready, let your head get involved, drawing your ear towards your shoulder. And the head can be the last thing to rise. We'll do it 1 more time as you lean over to the right. Maybe your whole forearm comes to the floor. The elbow taps down. And then exhale. Find your full expression, your full stretch on this last one. Breathe out. Good. From here, reach both arms up overhead. Inhale. And then twist to your right, turning your heart to the right. Your left hand will land on your right knee, and your right hand can be on the cushion behind you. Sit up nice and tall through your spine, and feel your heart turn to the right. Your chin turns to the right, even your eyes. Stay here 2 more breaths, just gradually deepening your twist. Last breath. Very nice. Inhale as you unwrap, reach your arms up overhead. Good. Twisting to your left this time. Right hand reaches for the left knee, left hand behind your seat. Sit up nice and tall. Breathe in. Feel your navel drawing in toward your spine as you exhale, so your ribs have more space to twist. Growing even longer through your neck. Inhale. Keep looking back over your shoulder. 1 more deep breath. Sweet. Inhale as you unwrap, reach overhead, breathe in. Exhale, pulling your hands towards your chest, breathe out, pausing for a moment, setting this intention. Perhaps it's presence, maybe it's listening, maybe it's contentment. Whatever it is, seal it in with 1 more breath here. And carry it with you. Exhale as you make your way into tabletop. So hands and knees on the mat. You can move your pillow aside, stacking your wrists beneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers really wide. Bringing knees beneath hips. You can choose to tuck your toes or untuck. But on your next breath in, melt your heart towards the floor. Look forward, broaden through your sitting bones, arching your back into cow pose. Now as you breathe out, round through your spine, relax your head down, bringing the ears between the arms, pushing the ground away into cat. Do it again. We'll take a few rounds, and I'll add a few variations. So go ahead and move through your cow shape, breathing in. Exhale as you round your spine like a cat. Now, if you want to stretch one of your wrists, you can take the back of your left hand to the mat. So all of your fingernails are on the floor. Your fingertips are pointing towards your knees. And then it'll stay like that as you move into cow, looking forward and up, breathing in. Staying like that as you press and around. Try to push down with all 5 of your left fingernails. Again, and then switching your hands before the next round. The back of the right hand on the floor, all of your fingernails on the mat. Moving into cow on the breath in, looking up. Exhale as you press and round. Push down into all 5 of those fingernails, especially the thumb and pinky. Good. Now breathe in back to neutral. Have both palms facing down, but spin your fingertips away from one another so you can spiral them to point backwards at your knees. So both sets of fingers pointing towards your knees, stretching the forearms, look forward, cow pose, breathe in. Exhale, press and round, cat pose. Very nice. Now you can spin your fingers forward and then crawl your fingertips forward for extended puppy pose. So your hips will stay high, stacked over your knees, but your arms will walk out in front of you like you're doing a downward facing dog. You can rest your forehead on the floor, or if the forehead is far away, you can use that pillow of yours. Now, at first, you're more than welcome to let your belly sway as an opportunity to stretch your chest, your pec muscles, your triceps, your heart. And then let's invite a little more strength, a little yang to our yin. Feel your fingertips pushing into the mat a lot, and then turn on your arm bones, squeeze your elbows. Imagine your hands can push the floor down and pull it in towards you. Feel your bottom ribs start to curl in as if your armpits can suck up into the shoulder joint. Now your knees pierce into the mat like you can fold the floor in half. There's some tone in the abdomen as you breathe into your back. One more. Good. Now you can look forward as you slither onto your forearms for Sphinx pose. So go ahead and take your time to come onto your tummy. Well, cross the arms for a moment so you can grab onto your biceps to measure your elbows. That should allow you to have your elbows and your forearms at shoulder distance apart. And then once you get your forearms at shoulder distance apart, fingers spread wide, do a shrug of your shoulders. So let your shoulders sink up to your ears and then draw your shoulders back. Feel your shoulder blades squeeze together and then push down with your elbows, reach up with your crown. Now keep your upper body doing all of that and feel the tops of your feet pushing firmly into the floor. Squeeze through your knees. Elongate your tailbone towards your heels so you start to feel the front of your waistband hover slightly. Now you can stay like this, or perhaps you start to hover your elbows a little or a lot off the floor. But notice if you lose that tone in your abdomen, if your back begins to break. See if you can find that length in your tailbone to activate the lower abdominals. You always want to use those low abs when you do a back bend to protect your spine. Keep your legs strong and on, gazing forward and up. One more good breath. Good. And then when you come down, let your elbows splay wide. Stack one hand on top of the other for crocodile. Just rest. Rest your forehead on your hands. Relax your legs. Relax your whole back body. Never miss an opportunity to relax. We'll stay on the tummy and give our shoulders a little more love here. Reach your left arm directly out to the left. So your hand is extending straight out from your shoulder. And then we'll take that right hand underneath your shoulder head so you can roll over and push off that right hand and roll onto your left arm, your left hip. And the right toes can tap the ground behind you. You should feel this stretch in the front of your left chest. Now, to bring a little more integrity into your posture, think about pushing down into your fingertips again, adding a little bend in your elbow, and then a little bit of a shoulder shrug in that left shoulder head. That should intensify the stretch, but also keep you safe. And then you could lean back a little bit more until you feel that stretch in your chest, maybe even a release between the shoulder blades. Take your time to come back onto your stomach, and then we'll switch out our arms. So hug your left hand in underneath your shoulder, reach your right arm straight out to the right, and then with your right ear on the floor, roll over onto your right arm, your right hip. Just let it feel good. That micro bend in the right elbow, the shoulder looping back. It may not move at all, but you also might be able to move your shoulder head off of your mat. And then leaning back a little or a lot. 3 more deep breaths. Awesome. Coming back onto your stomach. Have both hands underneath the shoulder head so you can gently press yourself towards child's pose, coming towards hands and knees on your breath in. And then exhale, bringing your hips back onto your heels. You can have the knees together so your back has a little more support. And bring your forearms as wide as your mat so your shoulders have plenty of space to relax, to receive. Just breathe into your upper back. Keep listening to your breathing. That space between the shoulder blades, feel it expand. One more deep breath. And mosey on to downward facing dog. You can start by walking your hands forward and then lift your hips off your heels. Take your time to tuck your toes, stretch your knees. You can pedal out your feet one at a time. Feel your fingers spread wide, pressing down into all 10 of your finger pads, your index finger knuckle, the whole ridge of metacarpal knuckles. Rooting through the heels of your hands, push the floor down and forward. Feel your shoulders straight back so your neck is nice and long. Hollow the bottom ribs, pull them in, and find a gentle arch in your lower back. A little bend in the knees can help with that. Notice if your calves are holding on. Can your heels relax a little more? See your toes spread wide. And then just close your eyes, removing any distraction outside of yourself. Listening to the breath, the body, the thoughts, the feelings. Meeting yourself and accepting yourself for who you are at this point in time. Very nice. Now we'll take a slow walk, mosey on up to the top of your mat. And hang low when you get there. Just have the heels behind the hands. Grab opposite elbows. Relax your crown down like a coconut just hanging. Shake it out. You can sway side to side or straighten one leg at a time. But notice your toes, spread them wide. See if you can lean forward a little bit more. Like you might lose your balance, but your quads activate. Grounding through your heels. Imagine you can move the floor apart underneath you. Rip the floor apart. Take one more generous breath. Very nice. Now, if you have a block you're working with today, go ahead and grab it. And you're going to place it on the floor about 1.5 feet in front of your toes, underneath your chin. We'll take the right hand onto that block. If you don't have a block today, just bend your knees so you're closer to the floor. Try to make your spine parallel. Otherwise, your right knee can bend while your left leg stays long, and then lift your left hand up into a twist. Now we're going to do some arm circles with this left arm. So draw your arm back behind you, down towards the floor, and then forward, up and over your ear. And then at the same time, let your right ear search for your right shoulder. Now, as you do these back strokes with your left arm, allow your elbow to lead the way. So you know that the whole upper arm bone connected to the shoulder, connected to the chest, is actually the part that's opening up. And then we'll pause. The next time your elbow is lifted, breathe in. If you want, you can wrap your left arm across your low back and slip your fingertips into the right hip crease, inner thigh. And staying there, you can draw the right ear towards the shoulder a little more. Maybe you're going for a bind. Sure, you can breathe the right hand between the right and left leg, between your two legs, and reach around for that left wrist. If you're there, you can work on straightening both legs. Give it 2 more breaths. Good. And everything will untangle into a rag doll. When you're done, breathe out, shake it out. Flutter your lips. It's kind of hard upside down, so if you stick out your tongue and then try to flutter your lips, it works way better. Pro tip. All right, I'm going to turn around, but you're going to do the other side next. So this time your left hand is on the block underneath your chin, or it's on the floor and your knees are nicely bent. If you're on the block, your left knee's bent, and then you could start lifting your right arm into those arm circles. Drape your head down, left ear towards the left shoulder. And then leading with the elbow, perhaps. Turning your heart open to the side. Feel your toes pushing down, especially the big ones. And then pause the next time the right arm is high. If you like, wrapping the right forearm across the lower back, sliding your fingers into the inner left thigh. Keep the left ear sinking towards the left shoulder. And maybe the full bind if you did that on the other side. The left hand can reach through your 2 legs, wrap around your left thigh, and then catch onto the right wrist. From there, you can explore lengthening through both knees, but as long as you're breathing. Sweet. Untangle into your ragdoll. Release. You can go slow. Keep the arms low as you gently bend your knees and round your spine, notch by notch, all the way up to standing. Keep your arms by your sides. Simply shrug your shoulders down your back. Turn your palms forward. And just take a moment here with closed eyes to arrive. to practice our intention of presence, of listening to the toes as they spread wide, to the knees as they find a gentle squeeze, an activation of the quadriceps. Find that length in your tailbone. Feel your shoulder blades kiss together on your back. Gather your lower ribs into your belly. Pull them in a little bit. And then feel the back of your head reaching towards the sky. Listening to the breath. You are exactly where you're meant to be. Stand strong with courage on your own 2 feet. Exhale. Slowly stretch your arms wide all the way up over your head. Reach, reach, reach. Go slow as you fold forward. Slight bend in the knees. Exhaling, let your head sink. Create a long spine halfway up. Hands can slide up to your shins on your breath in. And then touch the earth or your blocks. Step your right foot back. Take it to a lunge. Bring your right knee all the way down onto your mat. For a moment, you could keep your hands on the earth and just watch your left toes spread wide. Watch the stack of your left knee over your ankle. And when you feel steady in your legs, go ahead and reach your arms up towards the sky. Relax your shoulders down your back and feel your inner thighs hugging towards the midline. Lifting through your heart to your fingertips. Lift your gaze, perhaps. Listen to the right hip as it sings and stretches. Breathe into it. Now from here, take your hands onto your left thigh. Shift your hips back for a moment so they stack on top of your back knee. Then as if you're doing warrior 2, you're gonna spin your right toes off of your mat over to the left and turn your hips open towards the long edge of your mat. Now you might need to heel toe that left foot in a little bit so your left heel lines up with your right knee. Here's where I'll turn around. Tucking the right toes under can help you support. And then from here, we'll take the arms overhead. So you have your hands over your heart, over your hips, over your right knee. Breathe in. And then like warrior 2, deepen the bend in your left knee, stack it over your ankle. It can go a little bit beyond the ankle. And then inhales, you shift back. So your hips return to that hovering place above your knee, arms up. Exhale, deepen the left knee like warrior 2, arms reach. Good, inhale, pulse your hips back up, breathe in. Now on this last one, sink into that warrior 2 kind of lunge and pause there, gazing forward. Watch your fingertips. Feel your elbows micro bend. Have the shoulders continue to squeeze on the back body. Continue to ground into that left heel like you can push the floor down and pull it in. Awesome. And then like side angle pose, you could take your left hand to the inside of your left foot onto a block or onto the floor. And the right hand can come long over your ear. Now use your left shoulder, your left arm to guide the left knee open. Feel your left sitting bones drawing under toward your right knee. Enjoy the grounding. Never miss an opportunity to ground as you reach. Okay, enjoy one more deep breath in the right side of your waist. Awesome. And then inhale as you rise up with your chest like reverse warrior. Reach your right hand down your back leg. Now it can come to your calf. It can come to your heel. You can choose to have your hips reaching forward towards that lunge, or you can have your hips more in the shift back shape. Just create a shape and breathe into it. Awesome. Inhale. Now on your breath out, windmill your hands all the way around so they frame your front foot. And here's where you can spin that back foot back to where it used to be, towards the back of your mat. And then find half splits. So lengthen through your left leg. Walk your hands back so they're underneath your shoulders. Curl your toes back of your left foot. Watch your knee, give it a squeeze. And then like you're pawing at the floor, drag the heel down and back energetically. Folding forward. Exhale. Last 4 breaths. Notice what your shoulders are doing. Listen to them. If they're rounding, That might just mean you want to make your blocks a little higher, or explore that shoulder squeeze. So the heart is leading the fold. Excellent. From here, just gaze forward, lengthen through your arms, lengthen through your spine. Bend into your front knee as you walk your palms forward, and we'll switch sides by stepping forward with the right foot. Find a halfway lift at the top of your mat, slow motion style. Breathe in. And then exhale, touching the ground. The left foot comes behind you this time. Bring your left knee to the ground. Keep your hands on the floor for now as you spread out your right toes, stack your bones, activate your adductors, your inner thighs, and then when you're ready, the arms can rise. Beautiful. Think about making a victory with your arms, like a V, a power pose, if you will. From your heart to your fingertips, extend all your energy, grounding through that back knee, the right heel, the big toe pushing down. 2 more rounds. Good, and then let your hands rest on your right thigh. Here's where we'll shift our hips back. Okay, and then swivel your left toes behind you. So they're off the mat. Your right heel might pivot closer in. Here's where I'll turn around. Unlike our warrior 2 variation, but the arms up overhead to begin. Breathe in. And then exhale, bend into the right knee, stack it over your ankle, let your arms fan wide to a T. Inhale, shift back up, reach overhead, ribs over hips. 2 more times. Exhale, bend into the right knee, get a little deeper into your legs. Breathe in as you rise. Good. 1 more time. Get low, stay low. Breathe out. Ground into your right heel. Feel that right hip bone lift slightly off of the thigh. Nice. Awesome, Katie. I see you. Gazing forward at your fingertips. The elbows micro bend just to tone your triceps. And then the shoulders squeeze together on your back. A little kiss to support your upper half. Steady breath. Steady focus. Be here now. 1 more round. And then lean forward for your side angle variation. Now your right elbow can be on your thigh, or the hand can come to the floor or the block inside of your right ankle. And then use the 2 limbs to push into one another. Your arm pushes into your knee pushes into your arm. The left hand can reach straight up for the ceiling, or let the palm face the floor as it comes over your ear. From your back knee to your extended fingers, breathe. Gaze can be up or down, but choose. Choose what you want to see and see it. From here, we'll take that next breath into rise and move into a reverse shape. So you can have your left hand on your back thigh or on your calf or even on your heel as you arch back, right arm long over ear. Good. Breathe in as you cartwheel, or as you rise up, and then exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down to frame your right foot. Simultaneously spiral your left toes back towards the mat behind you. And then you can shift your hips back, lengthening through your right leg. Take your time, wiggle around, find your alignment, left knee under hip. You're pressing forward with the ball mount of your right foot like you are standing on something with your tippy toes. Feel those toes spread wide. You got a little bend in that right knee, give it a good squeeze. And then broaden through your sitting bones as you fold forward, leading with your heart. Listening to the hamstring. Thank you for this lesson you are teaching me. Listen to the jaw, see if you can relax there. What else do you notice when your eyes are closed? Awesome. Last breath. Go ahead and start to lengthen your arms, your spine. Walk your hands forward again, but this time come into plank pose or modified plank. So you can choose to step your right knee back next to your left knee, or have your knees lifted off the mat, tucking the toes under, squeeze through your quadriceps, push the floor down with your hands, dome your upper back. Hold it for 5. Check out your fingers spread wide for 4. Are you using your index finger knuckle? Push down there for 3. Activate your quads so they can hold up your legs for 2. One more, good breath in. Good, and then lower all the way down to your belly. Hug your elbows in as you descend. And when you land, this time we'll bring the arms back by our sides. So your fingernails are on the floor. You can feel your thighs with your thumbs. And then you can choose to put your chin on the ground or your forehead. For a moment, check in with your feet. Can you feel your big toes touching? Can you feel your pinky toenails touching the ground? Now the knees get a good squeeze when you push your feet towards the floor. And then add a shoulder shrug here. Draw your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together on your back. Lengthen through your tail, exhale. Now start to lift your forehead off the floor on your next breath in. Lift your heart, lift your hands, and then lift your legs for Shalabhasana. Imagine that beautiful heart of yours just shining forward, reaching back with your toes. Press your legs together and spiral the inner thighs towards the sky, that internal rotation. How's the breath? Bring it into the back ribs 3 more times. One more big breath in. Good, and then exhale as you relax. You can take one cheek down onto the mat. Practice that one more time. You can do exactly the pose you did, or if you feel like reaching back for your feet, you're more than welcome to. First, bring your forehead to the floor. Listen to your body and answer its request. You can bend your knees, grab your feet, or keep your legs long. Same rules apply though. Feel your shoulders loop back, feel your tailbone lengthen, breathe out. Inhale, start to lift your forehead, lift your heart. And then if you have your feet in your hands, kick your feet a lot. Think about your tippy toes, the ball mounds of your feet standing on the ceiling, spreading your toes wide. Keep the knees narrow like you had a block to squeeze. Check in with that length in your tailbone. Breathe. Last 2. Big open heart, last 1. Awesome. Exhale, release, turn the other cheek to the mat. You can do a little wiggle of your hips, let go of your legs. Awesome. Take your time to place your hands under your shoulders and press up towards a cat pose, coming to hands and knees, and just rounding the spine to counter your back bending. Okay, and then from a neutral spine, looping your shoulders back, we'll make our way into downward dog to stretch through the back of your legs. Your hamstrings worked hard for you doing those 2 back bends. So give them a chance to release. Notice what might have shifted in your body or your breath or your mind. Keep listening. Very nice. Now stretch your right leg to the sky on your next breath in. And take your time to find pigeon pose. On your breath out, bring your right shin behind your wrists. So your toes are near your left wrist and your knees near your right wrist. Once you lower your hips, stretch your back foot behind you. Look over your shoulder, see if you can see your left pinky toenail on the floor. You can choose to stay up high, or if you would like, take your hands forward and bring your forehead towards the floor. Keep listening to your body with closed eyes. Where in your body are you feeling this stretch? like you're taking a journey on the magic school bus. Zoom inside, find that place inside your body, take your breath there. See if you can relax any of the muscles in that space. Maybe you didn't even know you were engaging it. But when we're truly present and see ourselves for who we really are, this conscious mind living in a human body with a hip that is getting a stretch, this intimate but distant perspective. It's a practice of finding peace. Exhaling. Or maybe with your eyes closed, you can explore your exit strategy. As you walk your hands up under your shoulders, feel your left toes tuck under, coming through three-legged dog, but this time bend your right knee so you can stack your hips, open the front of your waistband, and maybe even wild thing, perhaps with the eyes closed. Don't step on your cat though. Keep your left hand on the floor, spiral your right toes around to the ground. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Good. And then flipping yourself back around. Eventually shifting all the weight into your right leg. Breathe out. And then you can open your eyes as you stretch through your left toes. Reach your left leg to the sky. And then make your way into pigeon pose. Knee towards the left wrist, toes towards the right. Now you choose the intensity of your stretch with the angle of your front knee, but try to get the back pinky toenail on the floor so you know you're not leaning onto your left hip. Choose whether you want to stay vertical with your spine, the traditional version, or if you want to come down, bring your elbows towards the ground, stack your forehead. Listen. Accept. Notice during moments of silence, what happens? What fills the silence? Oftentimes it's the narration in the mind, but in this practice, we learn to fill it with awareness of the breath, the sounds you hear around you. Three more. When you feel balanced on both sides, take your sweet, sweet time to rise. Perhaps with the eyes closed if you've had fun with that on the other side. Keeping the right toes on the floor, you'll lift your left leg for three-legged dog. Open up the hips, staying like that, or shift all the weight into your right hand, spiral your left toes around for wild thing. Try to keep your right leg long as you reach through your left, your arm. Very nice. Coming back through three-legged dog into downward facing dog. Take a breath there. Awesome. Go ahead and bend your knees. Bring your knees to the floor. Swing your heels aside and take your seat to the ground. From here, you can scoot your hips towards the middle of your mat. We are going to make our way down. So if you need any water or you want to grab any props, go for it. But just take a breath when you're seated And then on the breath out, slowly roll onto your back, draw your knees in, give yourself a hug. Keep your right knee in your arms. Sorry, we're going a little bit over. I hope that's okay. It's a holiday, right? And then twist. So bring your right knee over to the left side of your body. Just a gentle twist to release the low back. And as your right knee goes to the left, then your right arm will open wide. And you can look to the right. So your whole upper half turns one way and your lower half goes the other. Go slow as you come back to center. Keep the right knee in and then bring your left knee in. From there, you could release your right leg and then create a twist going the other way. Left knee moving towards the right side, your eyes looking towards the left. Open your left arm wide to the side. You can close your eyes if you like. And just let gravity help you fall into your twist. Exhale. Go slow as you come back to center. Keep both knees drawn in, but then make it a happy baby pose. So instead of having your knees together, open your knees wide, reach for your feet. You can toggle back and forth, side to side. Like the babies do, have some fun, bring some joy into your life. Maybe even a smile. And when you feel complete, you can give your knees one last good squeeze. Take a breath in. And then we'll rest in corpse pose, Shavasana. So take your legs long in front of you, your heels as wide as your mat. Extend your arms long beside you. If you want to put a towel over your eyes or a pillow beneath your thighs, take a moment to get comfortable. Notice if your shoulders are hiked up, try to draw them back and down. Maybe even sway your jaw side to side a few times so you can get it to release. Relax your tongue and that space between your eyebrows. This is your opportunity to rest and to receive. It's a beautiful thing to give thanks. But what good is it to give if you also can't receive? The receiving is part of the exchange. As you rest here, continue your practice of listening to whatever fills the silence. It will teach you something. Notice when the thoughts love to trickle in and complicate the moment. That's your opportunity to practice coming back. The yogis figured out a long time ago that our suffering is due to our thoughts about the future or the past. But in this moment, everything is okay. And the only thing to do is to be in the now as the now keeps moving. And you'll surely engage with life in a specific sort of way. Seeing and seizing opportunities as they arise. All you have to do is be here now. Now you can, of course, stay as long as you need. The challenge is to reawaken with just as much clarity. Breathing in slowly, mindfully, becoming aware of your body from the edges of your fingertips and toes, working your way in through the wrists, the ankles, arms, the legs. You can spin your chin. When it feels right, stretch from the inside out. Reach your arms overhead like the inner you, the conscious awareness, is just stretching through this human suit. And then when you roll to one side, rest for a few breaths just to recognize how this human suit might have changed, stretched, strengthened, expanded with breath and energy. The mind settling in, choosing to let go of anything else that you don't need to carry with you into the rest of your Friday. Drop it down, drop it now. And then the slower the better. Press yourself up into a seat with closed eyes. Drawing hands together in front of your heart whenever you arrive. Taking a moment of gratitude. Thank yourself for showing up today, for doing the work on your mat. Acknowledge yourself. Give yourself that pat on the back. Drawing your thumbs up to your forehead, your third eye. Send out some gratitude to everyone out there in the world, anyone specific or a blanket. Gratitude to those that make you you, whether it's your family, your ancestors in the spirit world and beyond, Father Sky, Mother Earth. Bow inwards now. You can touch the ground with your prayer, your fingertips. And saying one more piece of gratitude. Perhaps there might be someone you're not seeing eye to eye with, someone you want to just say, thank you for the opportunity to help me practice compassion. When you're ready to rise, take your time. I'm super grateful for you for showing up today. Without you, I wouldn't be me. So thank you very much. Namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your Friday. I'll be back next Friday for Aloha Friday, same time, same place. If you ever have any requests, let me know. But I hope you enjoyed taking it slow today and see if you can carry that meandering pace into the rest of your day and just truly see everyone that you come into contact with now that you've seen yourself. Thanks, Katie Page. Love you guys. Have a great one.